So this is going to be a review of the Sportiva Blade GTX. This is an 11. I also have it in 10.5. For me, I pretty much need the 11 for the tow room. So the 10.5, I wear a 10.5, so this is, you have to upsize a little bit. The good stuff about it, super light shoe. I really like this heel. It's a little bit of neoprene type material. I mean, just stretchy spandex, something, whatever it is. It really helps keep this boot sealed up. So I find that, you know, when I am hiking, what happens is when you kind of roll off your toe and you're kicking, you drag dirt up, and then it falls in the other shoe. If you get anything in, it's always kind of like falls in back here somewhere. So this eliminates that. So I love the fact that it seals that up. So if you're hiking a lot of dirty trails, it's basically, this is a tennis shoe with dirt protection is the way I would define it. So if you want to trail run in this thing, you're going to be able to trail run it. It's got complete flexibility. The materials are not super stiff. So, you know, they don't feel super rugged, but if you wanted basically a trail running shoe, because it's not much heavier, you sacrifice a little bit of weight compared to, like, you know, shoes you can weigh in around 1.5 pounds for the pair. But you don't have to worry about anything getting in your shoe, and you're going to have full range of motion. You're going to be completely comfortable running in the shoe. So that's where I see the best use for it. And yeah, so what I would consider negatives, and I guess I should say what I'm looking for in a shoe would be an ultra distance kind of thing. So for those 10 to 30 mile days kind of thing, anywhere in between there, what I find are negatives. You don't like the sole on it's not quite where I want it to be in stiffness. It's soft. It's not bad. You could definitely make out some 10 miles, and you can even do 20 milers, but you're gonna probably have a little soreness under the forefoot. But hey, that makes it stronger. So not a huge deal there. The lacing system though does sort of bug me for summit hikes, especially summit hikes where you're doing 30% grades and steeper, and then you're coming down those grades, and it's more the downhill than the uphill. My foot does lock in that regard. It flexes enough that I don't have a lot of heel lift or anything, but I can't stop my toes from sliding forward. So I think it's somewhat of a profile thing. If you look at the North Face Fast Pack, it has, you know, a steeper curve. I think that helps lock my toes off. They're really similar in builds and widths. The Fast Pack might be a little bit wider on the bottom there and in the toe section. And maybe that's something I like a little bit about that shoe. This one just feels really high volume. Like I could put on 2 pairs of socks, which I would never do, and I still would fit in there just fine. So it just feels like I have a lot of room above my foot in this shoe. So if you have a taller foot, maybe that'll fit you perfectly. I wish that more of those shoes did have this little bit on the back here though, because that's awesome, because like the way you flex, like when you're walking, the foot that's on the ground is the one that always catches, and the foot that's passing by is throwing stuff in. This really seals up really well. I've had this similar kind of stuff on my previous Morel Carpa mids and rarely ever got anything in them. So I like that, and that's really nice when you can go for a 20-mile hike and not have to clear stuff out of your shoes. And I get kind of annoyed by that when I get stuff in my shoes. So to make some comparisons, I guess the best comparison would be the North Face Ultra Fast Pack. And between the two of these, I'd probably go with North Face, at least for my foot. This shoe's a little lighter though. So if you're just looking for like an awesome trail running shoe that's just light and you just get the extra protection from having the height. So if you want to do stuff a little more aggressive, then you know you would feel comfortable with a trail runner, because the trail runners were probably cut off right around here, so you get a little extra protection. It's super comfortable on the ankles. I don't feel like this shoe has a ton of ankle support, which to me is fine. I don't really feel like we need a ton of ankle support. I actually like the mobility of being able to roll to the left and to the right and not have my foot locked in place, because I think that strengthens your ankles. But this would be the closest comparison, although the shoes feels slightly heavier in a 10.5 versus an 11. So, but comparing size-wise, the 10.5 of the North Face is probably the closest comparison to the 11 in the La Sportiva Blade. So a more robust option might be the Oslo here, the Falcon GB. The sole on this one's a lot heavier, but it's a more solid built shoe, so you get more structural, like your ankle locks in really well with this one. This shoe just feels soft overall to me, but it does keep my feet from slipping off the side. So if I try to sidestep things like that, it does what it needs to do, but it does it in a light way. So probably just get a little bit more durability. So if you're looking for like a longer term hiker that's kind of a love child with durability and lightweight, this might be a slightly better option. But I would say all three of these shoes kind of fit the same category. And honestly, you know, for the three of them, if I had to choose, it would be between these two, and I would most likely pick the North Face. Okay, so North Face, I got a little ankle rub here, and I don't like. This shoe fits perfectly. It's heavier, but it kind of fits the same use factor as far as the just trails and things of that nature. But this does kind of lock off a little bit better than the others. Well, I guess this one will too. So if these two lock off better than the La Sportiva, so my toes will slide forward less in these two, and probably the least in this shoe. So I'd probably go with this one and just hope that this broke in, to be honest. All right, any other? So extreme comparison, you got something like this, Slalom Alp, opposite end, completely durable, lots of rubber. Yeah, crazy difference in shoe, locks off, fairly comfortable shoe too, but not as breathable. And for me, even if it's wintertime and it's 0 degrees out, I need something that's highly breathable, and I found that that's what keeps me extremely comfortable. So a waterproof shoe like this, it's really breathable, is the only way I can keep my feet dry. That and synthetic socks. So a direct comparison between these two, you can kind of see the difference in, like, if they just cut this down a little bit, and, you know, I got one of them on right now. Let's see if I can pull my foot up here, but it's got a little more space in this area than I think I like. So I'll see the two and the height difference. Although this is an extremely comfortable shoe, this flexes enough to lean back, but this is a fair bit heavier. So I guess that's it for the La Sportiva. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll do what I can to help.